shield. Shield is not necessarily as powerful as it used to be. Neither are the dodge options. So with the fact that your dodge options are not as consistent and as powerful as they used to be, it's forcing the game to be a little bit more aggressive. So that's something I really enjoy watching. Right here, I guess we have Gombs playing Game & Watch and Knight playing Lucario.
Wow, both very interesting characters. Game & Watch has a lot of interesting combos that we've seen Stillsburg use, and I'm interested to see what Gombs has come up with and has up his sleeve. And Lucario with that aura, it's going to be interesting to see how Game & Watch is affected by that and how the game is turned out. So we're going to go to Battlefield, Game 1. Vampire Killer, a great song from Castlevania.
Double jump has been removed from Knight, and right now Gombs is getting a couple neutral airs to juggle in that new up air. Actually very similar to Mega Man's up air from Smash 4. So Game & Watch showing off already a couple of changes that he's got.
So you see Game & Watch is throwing out these aerials because either Knight is not reacting to him or he's just getting him out fast enough because Game & Watch has some great frame data. And as you can see, Gombs has taken a great command of this game so far with racking up 92% and counting.
Yeah, these uppers are doing a lot of work right now against Knight, and Knight's just not actually pushing a lot of buttons, and that seems to really be the big problem. Gombs is throwing out a lot of hitboxes, he's pushing a lot of buttons, and that's netting him more percent because Knight hasn't really thrown out anything. Like right there, an empty jump to run across the stage. You know, that's not going to get any percent on his opponent. That down tilt is going to kill him all the way across the stage. You have that down tilt, another very powerful tool that Game & Watch has in his arsenal. So Knight, I'm not sure if he's trying to learn the matchup or if he's just really at a loss of what to do. But Gombs is running all over him, only taking 19%. And, you know, when you're playing a character like Lucario, you got to press some buttons. You know, the whole point of this character is to level up.
Game & Watch using that bomb on the edge to give him a little bit of protection. And that bomb does a lot of utility for Game & Watch and gives him a lot of options. As you can see right there, Knight couldn't do much of anything in that situation.
Yeah, right now it's still a lot more of the same story. If you see Gombs is pressing a lot of buttons, putting a lot of pressure on Knight, and Knight is just trying to, it's almost like he's trying to set up a game plan. But I mean, you're not supposed to set up a game plan when you're actually in the game, unless if you're trying to buy time to adapt. We're seeing a lot more of the same though coming in from Knight. Now we're seeing some we're seeing some Aura Sphere cancels.
There are a few movements going on now. I've seen that Knight's kind of, I think, seen what he needs to do. Let's see if he can then use his game plan to his advantage. And he's getting some points. He has 97% already on Game & Watch, 109 and counting.
All right, we see no Aura Sphere toss. Now, keep in mind, Game & Watch does have that bucket, so if he absorbs a little too much Aura, that's going to spell disaster for Knight. So I believe he may even be able to absorb some of the Force Palm. So, oh my goodness, and there's that powerful downer with 100%. Lucario is a little bit different if you're just joining us in Smash Ultimate. His mechanic in itself is that the more damage he takes, the stronger he becomes. So, although it looks like Lucario is struggling right now, he's actually getting a lot more powerful, which is going to possibly net him a strong and early KO. And if you see right there, I believe that was about 20%. That he was able to connect on Game & Watch off of one move, and that counter,
an interesting counter,
30% right there almost, and that dash, oh my gosh, that dash attack from Game & Watch is going to go ahead and take Knight's second
Unfortunately, yeah, it was a great counter, but it unfortunately got punished by Game & Watch somehow with that weird uppy recovery. So now Knight is a little behind, but not out at all. Just has to get down there, get out of those up airs, and find a way into Gombs' just array of projectiles and movements.
Good backer coming out of Knight and getting him some space.
Via reverse does have some technical skill.
He's starting to come up with a little bit of damage. He needs to really find his KO option and not let this stock get too out of control because he's on his last stock, and right now Game & Watch is looking to just continue to rack up that damage, and there was the bucket absorption, and we have a backer that was online but did not KO. Let's see if Gombs is able to net a victory. Unfortunately, a misangled recovery from Lucario. I think it might have been extreme speed. Did not net him that ledge, and unfortunately curved all the way down and lost the stock there. Getting Gombs a good 2-stock victory. Now, towards the end of the game, Knight started to come alive here, and it became a much more even affair. And I'm hoping that Knight's going to follow up and continue to play a little bit closer to the belt and hopefully presses more buttons ultimately. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, you saw that first stock. He pretty much did nothing, for lack of a better word. He got a few hits in the very beginning, but other than that, just studied his opponent and figured out what the best option is for him. Unfortunately, didn't get it in time for him to get that game But now that he has a little bit more of an understanding of what Game & Watch is going to do, let's see what he does. And he's already racked up 23% in the second game on Pokemon Stadium, an interesting stage choice.
He may just want the home field advantage right now, as Lucario, being a Pokemon, should feel at home here. And right now, he's off to a much better start, as you said, looking at a 40% lead almost. Now it's Gombs' turn, gets a couple neutral airs in, has the pressure, and looks like Knight's trying to land, and he does with that back air on the ground. Well done from Knight. You know, now he's starting to really turn things around, and Gombs, although he was very, very dominant in the first game on that first stock, has had a little bit of trouble here.
Great tech.
Fantastic tech coming out of Knight. You know, once again, these are some of the newer players that we're showcasing right now earlier on in this bracket at Game Nest. So fantastic show these two are putting on, demonstrating some of the abilities these characters have who, to be honest, are not getting a lot of spotlight in the competitive scene nationally.
No, and it's great to see them being played because they have potential, and I think that with a little bit more time they can, I think especially Game & Watch can be a great counterpick for some of our heavier players, or heavier fighters. But anyway, Gombs in a edge guard situation, using those bombs, not getting any hits off of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, that bomb that Game Watch is on is his forward aerial, so he used to have like a credit card or a box, and now he's got a full-on bomb, so he definitely upgraded his arsenal, leaving Smash 4 and coming into Ultimate here, and both characters now well over 100%. Now it comes down to who's able to land that first strong hit. That throw from Game Watch not going to get him the victory. He saw a down throw come out to apply some pressure. Once Knight jumped, we got a backer coming out of Gombs, so good pressure being demonstrated by Gombs right now, and he is clearly in the advantage state. Oh, but that, wow, is that neutral air?
That was definitely neutral air, and that was from across the stage. Game & Watch, the third lightest character in the game, so that's definitely going to kill. That's
what
a great
counter.
Recognizing that the bomb was being used willy-nilly, for lack of a better word, and getting a great counter off of it.
And unfortunately, he whiffs the counter right there. Game & Watch able to use not one, but two up smashes to seal away that stock here. So a little bit of an even game here. Now Lucario, if you notice, is not glowing as much as he used to, because when his percent lowers, he does not have that same strength. His aura is not there just yet. So if Gombs is able to put on some percent, he may be able to power up Knight, but Game & Watch being one of those characters that has very, very solid kill confirms, and it's that crazy number 9 Judgment Hammer. Who knows if Lucario is even going to get an opportunity to power up.
Yeah, I don't see the Judgment being used quite too much, but Gombs is using other abilities to give him the advantage. He's kept it a fairly even game, despite getting a great, despite getting countered on his second stock, 50% instant recovery.
Now we're approaching that same percent that we had in the first stock here. Both players at around 90, almost at 100%. And it's going to come down to really who's going to land that very powerful blow. Both of these characters have some devastating kill options. Game Watch coming through with a forward throw, not able to really give him too much of an advantage, but he puts that down smash, the tipper of it, dug him into the ground, and he ran up and up smash. So great kill confirm coming out of Gombs here, able to take that second stock, and now he's got a lead, looking to close out the set with the 2-0.
Yep, but with 102%, all Lucario needs is one strong hit, and he can get it right back to a very even game. And now with an edge guard situation, what is Knight going to do? Gets the grab.
The force bomb takes the stock here. Now we are very even. Last stock on this game too. Knight fighting for his winner's bracket life. If he falls this stock, he is going to take a trip down to the loser's bracket.
And he's definitely not going down without a fight. Doing a nice up tilt to up air combo there. Getting another grab.
He put him at 58%. He needs to continue to retain this advantage, make it difficult for Gombs to really start up his pressure. The more that Knight has been rushing him down, the better off he's been doing. And that was a really good backer coming out of Gombs to try to land. But right now, Knight has a lot of advantage. And here we go. Gombs coming in with a key to back air, getting about 30% on him. That forward air. There we go, another forward air. Gombs trying to find his footing here. Now we're playing a little bit more neutral. A couple more buttons are being pressed by Knight, which I'm really, really excited to see, because it's showcasing a lot more of what this character can do aside from just like recovering. That forward tilt puts him off stage. Let's see what Gombs can do to retaliate right now. He's only down by 20%.
Shield's looking very tiny right now, but both players understand that with a little bit more damage, that's it for this fight.
We got an up air, another up air. Gombs now well in the lead. That back throw, not going to take it just yet. So Knight, oh my goodness, he goes off against that invincible up B from Game & Watch and gets stage spiked. That's not an option that you're going to want to go down there and challenge for any reason whatsoever.
No, absolutely not. But great stuff there from Knight on that second game. He started to come out of his shell basically and was pressing buttons, understood the matchup. He played very well in that second game. he was using the counter when